I'm filming this bit in the rain. It is raining. But what is it?
For real though, it's not at all clear what it refers to in this sentence. You could argue, and some people have, that it is the weather. But if you try to substitute the weather into this sentence, you get the weather is raining, which sounds insane. The reason that we do this in English is that English grammatically requires every verb to have a subject, and since there's no explicit subject, we instead use a dummy pronoun, it. This can be seen in other languages that require a subject, for example in French, il pleut, or German, es regnet. We can contrast this with other languages, known as pro-drop languages, where the subject of a sentence is optional. The best known example is Spanish, in which you would usually say está lloviendo, but it's also grammatically correct to say llueve. An even better and less dubious example is from Finnish, where the most common way to say it's raining would be sataa. But even in these pro-drop languages, we're still using the third person form of the verb, so you could say there's still an it hiding in there. Well, there are still other approaches that a language can take. For example, why don't we just make the rain into the subject? Well, in Mandarin, that's exactly what you do. To say it's raining in Mandarin is 下雨, rain falls. While this sentence doesn't use typical Mandarin word order, it does successfully avoid the problem of figuring out what is raining. Finally, why does something need to be raining at all? This sort of subjectless approach is used in the Bunduliwan dialect of Central Dusun, the basis for the standard form of Kadazan Dusun, a language spoken on the island of Sabah in Malaysia. In Dusun, you take the word rasam, meaning rain, and you add the dynamic infix and a particle no, to get rumasam no, raining already. And here, no is glossed as already, but it's more unusual than that, and maybe a little too complicated to get into here. My last example comes from Ojibwe, or Anishinaabe-Moin, an Algonquian language from mainly around the Great Lakes region of the US and Canada, but stretching as far west as Saskatchewan in Canada and Montana in the US. In Anishinaabe-Moin, you would say gimilan, which simply means rains. You'll see it translated in dictionaries as it rains, but it's what's called an inanimate intransitive verb, so there really is no subject to speak of, to the extent that verbs in this form get referred to as being in 0th person. Nothing is raining, rain just happens. How do you say it's raining in your language? Do you want me to talk about some cool language or feature or topic or something? Let me know.